everyone, it's Friday again, so that means Fan Friday, ESPN Honolulu's Fan Friday Talk Story. And this week we got a great guest here. Softball season, believe it or not in season right now, but it's coming around the corner after the holidays. But they're working hard now. College athletes are always working year-round. So Brittnee Rossi, our senior softball player from the Rainbow Wahine, joining us today. Brittnee, thanks so much for joining us on Fan Friday Talk Story.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you for having me as your guest.
Yeah, and I just said you're off season, but in the fall, what is going on with softball right now?
Well, yes, we are in the fall, but we actually do quite a bit. We will start off with conditioning as soon as we get back to the island once all the girls come back. Well, first we do a little bit of like a team meeting to get to know each other because we have all the new rookies and whatnot. But yeah, conditioning, weight training, and then we just started practices like I want to say 2-3 weeks ago. So a little bit of everything going on right now. So still busy, yes.
You know, conditioning, it's the big C word. What skill or what drill or what thing about conditioning you absolutely hate?
I'll be honest, I hate the mile. We end up having the mile. And everyone, I will be honest, everyone dreads the mile. We have to like mentally prepare ourselves for this thing. But I mean, I can do okay with sprints. Sprints are fine. All that kind of sprint works good with me, but the mile is what I hate. That's the thing. Yeah.
Is it because there's a certain time you have to meet? You got to get it under 7 minutes or something?
Yeah, something, I believe it was like 8 minutes. It was, so not too bad. It was just the thought of the mile, just the thought of having to run that lap around campus and stuff. So yeah, just the mile.
Well, I remember in high school having to do a mile in PE class, and I tried to get it under 7.5 minutes. I almost puked right there. So
yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Let's go a little bit about, you as your career at the University of Hawaii. This is coming up on your senior season. 2019, you're a conference honorable mention. You're also all academic, even NFCA scholar athlete. We'll get to that scholar part a lot because I know that's something, because you're also a UH scholar athlete 3 years running, so going for 4. Entering your senior season, I know athletes they look forward, can't wait for my senior year, can't wait for my senior year.
Yeah.
Now that it's here, are you getting sentimental just yet, or is it too early?
No, I have, it's definitely starting to hit me a little bit. I have to literally remind myself every day that it's like, hey, like every day you gotta like think about the little things, like, oh, if you like have any like reservations about going to practice, going to conditioning, whatever, it's like, no, like this is your last year, like like take it with what it is, so it's starting to hit me for sure, but not just yet. The tears have not flowed out yet, but I guarantee you when senior night comes, I'm gonna be a mess for sure. Yeah. So
you know what, you've been one of those players, one of the rare players that have started since you were a freshman. So as a fan, we're kind of like, wow, like we've seen you for so long, for so many years, and your career has included the pandemic. So it's been a 4-year ride that has had a lot of stuff in it. Although the senior season hasn't actually started in terms of games yet, but how do you sum up your career so far at the University of Hawaii? Is there a memorable game? Is it we went through the pandemic? How do you kind of summarize it in kind of a few sentences?
You're right. There's a lot of stuff that has been going on the last 4 years and stuff. Definitely the pandemic was a big one for me, especially a lot of it too was because I remember we had that coaches meeting in our clubhouse and our coaches ended up having to tell us that our season's done and we barely had it starting. And I remember one of my really good friends that I used to play with when I was younger, Callie Keen, and that was her last year as well. And I never even got to finish it with her. So that was a big hit to like just my experiences as a whole. But overall, I think coming here was probably the best decision of my life, essentially. I wanted to stay close to home originally, but I think being here is incredible. The people, the atmosphere, my teammates especially. I've met so many great people, but overall, it's definitely a positive experience.
Yeah, and you're from Hollister, California. Now, I spent some time in the Southern California area. I don't exactly know where Hollister is. So where exactly is Hollister, and what's kind of a highlight of your hometown?
Oh, I get this question a lot. Actually, whenever someone asks me, "Oh, where are you from?" I just say Central California. No one ever knows where Hollister is. Everyone's like, "Oh, like the store?" No, not like the store, but it's actually near Monterey, San Jose kind of area. Really small. I like to explain to people that it has one high school, just so you can see the picture of how small the town is. The big thing about Hollister, I just say it's very country, like a lot of pastures, a lot of like agriculture. It's very ag based and stuff. But yeah, not too much. We don't have any malls. I'd have to go out of town to go to a mall or stuff. And yeah, very small. That's how I like to explain.
So I'm wondering, if you're coming from a small town and you're
Yes.
going to the University of Hawaii,
Hmm.
what are some of these questions that either your friends or your family asked you, like your freshman year? You know, like there's always curiosities about Hawaii. What were some of that
Yes.
when in your first couple of years?
Oh my gosh. The one question that, or not even a question, the one thing that I always got told by my friends and family before I left was, "Oh, you're so lucky. You're gonna do homework on the beach." That homework on the beach for some reason was one of the biggest things that people were telling me, and I could tell you, I've never once done my homework on the beach. I actually don't even really go to the beach as often as I would like to, just because we've been so busy. And on my off days, I just would like to stay at home, and rest. But I mean, yeah, that's the main thing. Just going to the beach was always a top of the conversation.
How can you do homework on the beach? I mean, that,
Exactly.
talk about
Yes.
every distraction available, right?
Yes.
You know, and you're a scholar athlete. Do you tell them that? Hey, I'm a scholar. I'm a student first. I'm not doing homework on the beach.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hollister. Usually every town kind of has this highlight either event or thing or something that kind of, that town kind of hangs their hat on. What would that be?
I mean, I would say we have a biker rally every year, and so that's a big thing for people who own motorcycles, are very passionate. Like if that's what their passion is, that is a huge thing that we have in downtown Hollister. I believe it stopped last year because of COVID, but that was one main thing. I remember telling my teacher, because we had to do like an introduction about ourselves, and I told him about Hollister, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, no way! Like I would go to the biker rallies over there," and I was like, "He's not even from. I don't even think he's from California, but he made the trip to go there." So I would say that's the thing.
Do you ride or do you have a motorcycle?
No, I do not. My mother would not let me. And I don't trust myself either. Like I can barely ride a moped, and I still trust myself. But no, I wish I did. I think it would be pretty cool, but I do not.
When I saw your stat, not your stats per se, but this is one thing I always wanted to ask a baseball or a softball player. You are a right-handed thrower, right?
Yes.
But you bat left.
Mm-hmm.
So did you always bat left, or when you were a kid you actually batted right, but some coach or your parent or somebody said, "Hey, go left-handed because you'll face a lot of right-handed pitchers"? How did that go?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I definitely was a right-handed batter when I first started playing softball, but it was actually my dad and some of I forget exactly the coaches, but I had a few coaches that kind of motivated me to go to the left side of the box, mostly because you're closer to first base. That's what I've been told. It's closer, obviously. And I was fast. I was a fast kid. Fast. So me being fast kind of motivated me to go to the left side so I can get down the line a little bit faster. So, and I used to slap. That was a big thing, but I feel like it's not as popular in the sport anymore. Maybe for some players, but I used to slap, but now I'm just power hitting from the left side. Yeah.
All right. I don't know if you're eventually going to go coaching, but as a player, I've been playing for so long at a highest level.
Mm-hmm.
One of my curiosities in softball, you've hit leadoff quite a bit, right?
Yes.
What is the difference in terms of either the skill level or the mentality? If you were coaching, what is the difference with a player you put at leadoff versus the one you'd put at second or the one that's batting third? What would be those differences?
Yeah, so for leadoff, you typically want a batter that's going to be not afraid to get behind in the count. So, 2-0 count, 3-2 count. Like, you want to see as many pitches as you possibly can as a leadoff batter. So that way you can relay that information and allow the team to see what the pitcher's throwing. So essentially, the leadoff batter has to have a really good eye. You have to see the balls, you have to see the strikes, but at the same time, you can still be confident while you're in the hole, you know? And so, and just usually someone that's really good at getting base hits consistently is what you look at as a leadoff batter.
And the best part, you probably get to bat up to bat at the most, right? The most out of anybody in the lineup, because you're first, you're going to come up again and again. So that's kind of the best thing. Your parents, Julie and Phil, your parents, when they watch you play at any point in your life, which of your parents is the most rowdy?
That's actually a really easy question because it's so funny. You have to come to a game sometime, but my mom is the one that's crazy. She's going to be the one you're going to hear from the other side of the field. She's so loud. All of my teammates know exactly who she is because of how much she's yelling. So much to the point where my dad likes to just go off to the side and be away from the commotion just so he can watch. But it's definitely my mom. She's the one, even when we have away games, she'll be doing cheers with the parents that do end up coming to those, as well as the ones on the island if they're able to make it. She's a crazy one, yes. No doubt about it.
You know, I've had the chance to do some of your games, your Rainbow Wayne softball games on radio. And one of the things I like about the environment of softball, and you see it from the youngest ages all the way up through college, is the cheering you guys do in the dugout, both teams. And it seems like there's never an off button, and it changes from batter to batter, inning to inning. So it's never like the same thing. You know, like guys, when you listen to boys, they get the same one. Batter, swing. It's the same stuff. Can you give me one cheer right now?
Oh, that is, I gotta think, because honestly, I can really do full-on cheers like we used to when we were younger. More so, it's just kind of phrases, I guess you could say, depending on the girls. You know, I'm gonna have to think of one.
Is there a phrase for you? Like when you're up to bat, what's the one for you?
I have one. It's just let's go for kind of thing. Like, but I'm trying to think of a girl who.
Oh, we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that.
Yes.
Think about that one. Think about that one. What's your plans after college?
That is a great question as well. I honestly am still up in the air, if I'm being completely honest. I'm majoring in communications right now, and the only reason I did that was because it is a broad major, because I was super undecided with what I wanted to do and what pathway I wanted to take. So as of right now, I just need to think of a starting point once I graduate. I believe I'm going to be staying on the island for a bit, for sure. But career-wise, I'm not 100% sure yet. I thought about coaching, but I'm like kind of on the fence. I'm not sure. But maybe I'll stick around the sport for a little bit longer and find something like to do with it. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, that's great. You know, hey, keep your options very much open. I don't know if you remember this, but the very first media press conference via Zoom that Coach Bob Coolin did last season when you guys were about to play Washington was, and you were the player that appeared. But I don't know if you remember this, but Coach Coolin said, as Brittnee, I think the question was, how's your team going to perform? And he responded something like, well, as Brittnee Rossi goes, so will our team. When you hear something like that by your head coach, and now even thinking about it, he might say it again, but is that a pressure thing on you, or is it more like, absolutely, I'm a senior, as I go, the way the team goes? How do you kind of grab that?
I kind of grab it. It's like kind of honest, being a senior, it's just still like, wow, like the amount of confidence that my coach in me is, it makes me feel really good. It makes me feel better about myself, and it makes me have even more confidence in myself, because that has always been something I've struggled with as a softball player. But I kind of take that as like, yes, that is the expectation for myself. That I have it in myself already. That's my expectation, is to be a good leader, is to do what I need to do for the team and stuff. So I kind of just take it. I already put enough pressure on myself, so that's my expectation anyway. Yeah.
Oh, good. All right, now, what I like to do with our guests of Fan Friday is like to play a little game. Okay, and this game is called Quick Hits. I try to theme it for softball, you know, quick hits. I should say quick slaps. That's out of fashion, right? You said. So basically, I'm going to ask you these questions, and then whatever your response is off the top of your head.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So ready for quick hits? Quick hits with Brittnee Rossi. Here we go. First one. What is something personal that you have to bring on a road trip?
My pillow. Pillow.
Good.
Yeah.
When playing the game, do you prefer playing in the softball pants or in shorts? Because I would see sometimes teams play in shorts. I thought, how do you slide in those? But do you prefer softball pants or shorts?
Pants, 100%. I love playing in shorts, but the pants, I feel protected even though it's just a little bit of fabric, but I like the pants for sure.
Got it. What has been the toughest place to play on the road?
That's a really good. Honestly, Vegas, I would say, just because when we do go, it's freezing. It's absolutely so cold. I have to have like 3 hand warmers in my pockets the entire time, like geared up in Under Armour and all that stuff. Yeah.
Las Vegas. Who is your sports idol?
Honestly, I love Buster Posey. I've always looked up to him ever since I was younger, watching him play for the Giants. And now he recently just retired, so I was like so sad, but so like congratulating for him. But I would say Buster Posey. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idol. What is a word or phrase that your head coach Bob Coolin always says?
Oh. This makes me laugh because there's so many phrases that we talk about as a team and how many things that he has. But I would say lift and launch. Lift and launch is a phrase you'll hear every single practice for sure.
And that's a hitting thing, right?
Hitting thing, yes. That's an offensive phrase that he uses to try and lift the ball and launch it to the fence, essentially. Yeah.
I'm just glad it's not a team building pool activity, lift and launch.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. Now, what food item could you eat for 5 days straight?
I would say poke for sure.
Oh, same with me. All right.
Yeah. Poke
Yep,
bowls, yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. Do you slide feet first or head first?
I slide feet first every time. I would only dive back to bases.
Have you heard of the ESPY Awards and the gala that normally comes with the ESPYs? In fact, the softball team went to the ESPYs, were invited, some years ago when they went to the NCAA tournament. If you were invited to go to the ESPY Awards gala, what would you want to wear?
Ooh, I would say some sort of gown for sure.
Color?
A gown.
What color?
Oh, what color? I would say blue. Blue's my color, honestly. Or even a green. I feel like I look good in green. And of course, blue-green, I would say.
Go Bows. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Which teammate cracks you up the most?
Oh, my God. It used to be Mama Rivera, but she graduated. She always made me laugh. But I would say right now would be Bueller. Rachel Saborn. Yeah, we call her Buells. She always, yeah.
Now, are you familiar with the TV college quiz show? I think it's called College Bowl, hosted by Peyton Manning.
I think so.
Where it's 3 students from a college, 2 teams. So it's like Hawaii and Colorado State, and you answer questions. Okay. What 2 teammates would you pick if you had to represent the University of Hawaii on the College Quiz Bowl game show?
Oh, I would say probably Ashley Murphy. She's really smart. And then I would either say probably Amanda Ajari. She's awesome. She's also one of those girls that always cracks me up every single day.
Okay. Yeah. What superpower would you want?
Superpower. I would say fly, yeah.
Beats traffic, I can tell you that.
Beats traffic for sure, especially here.
What TV show would you binge watch, or because you don't have, you wish you could binge watch?
I just finished binge watching the Netflix series You, but I also love Stranger Things as well.
Oh, okay. And the last one,
yes.
What person would you want to be able to hang out for a couple of hours? Anybody.
Anybody. A couple of hours. Like anybody, like a celebrity.
Anybody.
These are really tough questions. I'm going to have to, let me think. I would say Mark Wahlberg, because he's absolutely one of my favorite actors. Mark Wahlberg.
Yes, good one. All right, that is quick hits. Thanks for playing. Final question is, what's your personal kind of goals you're setting for this final year, either as a player, as a student? What's kind of for the final year here?
Yeah, as a student, I would say definitely try and maintain above a 3.5 GPA and get at least A's and B's for this semester as well as next semester, especially with this COVID stuff going on. So it's been a little bit more difficult than usual, but still pressing to reach those goals. And then for softball, of course, I always just challenge myself to become better every single season, whether it be teammate, whether it be stats-wise, or just as all-around team player. But yeah, I would just say be more consistent with my hits. I feel like pretty confident in my defense, but offensively, I just want to be a lot more consistent with getting base hits and just moving runners over, especially in situational hitting, I guess, to get runners around the bases. Mm-hmm.
Oh, terrific. Well, hey, thank you so much for being a guest on Fan Friday. Good luck in the season. Good luck on the mile. And, oh, have you thought of that cheer yet?
The cheer. Oh my God. I'll just say here's one. Let's say, for myself, if I'm up, people would say, get it 04, get it 04. Something like that. But I'm not going to get into it fully because, not the environment yet, Dave.
Oh, okay, got it. I'm going to be listening for that when I'm doing the game.
Listen, you'll hear it. You'll hear it.
Be listening for that. Hey, Brittnee, thanks so much for joining and good luck in the season. We look forward to seeing it.
Well, thank you so much, Dave, for having me.